going on, guys? Motonosity here, and welcome back to another video. Alright, I know we already did the daily 100 and daily 150, but this is a celebratory video back. Woo! Oh man. Did y'all miss this? Woo! Jeez. I love this bike. I freaking love this bike so much. You know, I was thinking about selling it. This isn't even what we're talking about today, but I was thinking about selling this bike just because I've had it so long, and I like moving on to new projects once I've pretty much done everything that I want to do to a bike. But I love the sound of this bike too much. I love how raw the R1 feels. I don't think I can do it. Oh man, but what's up, guys? I've missed you, and I owe you an explanation. You know, it's been a long time since the last time I uploaded a video, other than the little teaser video that I put out for you guys last week, just to let you know that I was coming back. I owe you guys an apology. I'm really sorry for kind of just dipping on you guys like that with no explanation, no follow-up, no posting. I just completely dropped off the face of the planet when it came to social media, and just the amount of messages and comments that I would get is honestly like heartwarming to see. The fact that I've got a community of you guys that isn't just like in it to watch my videos, but actually cares what's going on in my life and cares like how I'm doing, it's amazing, and I can't express my gratitude for you guys enough. But that said, it wasn't cool of me, but I kind of needed to do it. But you know, sometimes life just hits you hard. I don't want to dance around the bush too long, but you know, the big thing that is going on in my life, or had been going on in my life, was that my marriage was ending. It feels a little bit strange to like say that publicly, because it's something that I have, you know, been keeping in for so long. Obviously, I talk with a ton of friends, and the really close ones out there that watch this, you guys know who you are, you know what you've meant to me in the past few years. But to say it publicly to you guys, one of the most vulnerable things that I've ever said to you guys. And I've always tried to be super open and keep, you know, a personal aspect to this channel, because I'm not trying to put on a show for you guys. You know, I always try to keep it entertaining, and I try to put on my best self, but I'm pretty like true to myself in the videos that I make. Honestly, I feel like I'm truer to myself in the videos that I make. It's just me. You know, when I'm out on the bike, I don't have to perform for anyone. I'm not interacting with anyone unless I'm like out riding with my friends. It almost feels easier to have fun and be myself with you guys than it does in a, you know, social aspect out with, you know, random people. This is gonna be fun. Gotta love rush hour track. It hit me hard. You know, I think back to like 7 years ago, I thought I had my whole life figured out. Living in Austin, having a great time, baby on the way. And I say 7 years ago because I think back to this time, and I remember specifically thinking, this was a couple of years after I started doing YouTube full time, and I remember thinking, man, my life is great. I am in my 20s, and I feel like I've achieved a lot of the grand goals that I wanted to achieve early in my life. You know, having a kid, owning a house, being married, traveling, having a job that I loved, working for myself. But then you accelerate to a couple years ago when things started happening in my personal life, and you don't expect it. Life just says, sorry, you're gonna have to humble yourself a little bit. This isn't the end. I needed to take a break. I needed to separate myself. I needed to take some time, focus on my own mental health, figure out, you know, who I am again, separate from a family and a relationship that I had been in since I was a freshman in college, and just, you know, find that person again, figure out who I want to be, what I want with my life, what makes me happy. I've been doing YouTube since I was in college. I haven't been doing it full time during that whole time, but a good portion of it I have. And when life throws you for a loop like that, at least for me, it hit me hard. I needed to figure some stuff out. I was not in a good place. And, you know, this is a year after the last video that I made, but it's not a year since stuff was happening. I was already in the thick of it at the time, and some of you probably noticed. You know, I took a few month-long breaks in there. I had a lot of stuff that I was trying to figure out, trying to work on myself. I was trying to work on my relationship. You know, some of those trips back then that you saw me do, they were because of what was going on in my life. When I rode the MT-09 out to Atlanta, when I went out to Florida and hung out with Blockhead, those were trips that I took while I was figuring things out. When it came to last summer, around when I made my last video, it was right before I was taking a trip out to Spain and Portugal, and I came back from that trip and I was just thinking, like, I can't do this. I want to be an entertaining, happy, like, motivational person for you guys, and I can't. Like, right now I just can't provide that, and you guys deserve more of that from the videos that I make for you guys. I couldn't come on here and make videos pretending I was happy when I wasn't. And I could have, you know, established a set time, like, you know, I'm gonna take a 3-month break and then I'll come back. But I didn't know how long it was gonna be. I just knew that I needed to step away and I needed to not think about coming back. Because that's, every time I like took a break in the past, it was spontaneous and it was for a like undetermined amount of time. But it was always with the expectation that I would come back soon. So even though I was taking a break, it was never really like I was taking a real break, because I was always still thinking about, like, when am I coming back? How soon am I coming back? How quick can I come back? And so I wasn't able to really separate my brain from the expectation of making videos. And so this time I did it different. I said, you know what? I'm closing myself off from it. I'm not establishing a set time. I'm not doing any of my socials. I'm just gonna set that part of my life on the back burner, and I'm gonna work on myself until I am excited and eager and completely ready to come back. And that's where I am now. I have done a lot of work in the past couple of years, establishing a new life for myself, working on my own mental health, going to therapy, making sure I can be the best person for myself, for my kids, for the people around me. And now that I am in a place, and I've been in a place for a long enough time where I know that I've got that figured out, that's when I knew that I was ready to make videos again and wanted to make videos, was really excited to make entertaining content again. And that's why I'm back now. But aside from working on myself during that whole time, figuring out my new life, I've also been working on some business stuff outside of YouTube. You know, one of the realizations that I came to while I was taking this break, and even it was kind of before, like something that I was always like there in the back of my mind, wanting to start a new business and wanting to have some success outside of an internet related business. The internet is great. It's a useful tool. In most businesses, it's necessary, even if you're not an internet only company. But I wanted something that was separate. And so I've been working on a local business, and maybe I'll talk about that soon. But I found a lot of happiness in that. I love building things. My favorite thing to do is build, whether it's building a motorcycle, building a business, building a website. The creation process of taking an idea and making it into something out of nothing, that's my favorite part. Like, you wonder why I finish a bike and then I'm ready to sell it and get a new one? That's why. I get the most enjoyment out of the process of actually creating. So I've gotten a lot of fulfillment out of that, and I'm really excited for that. But I've also left a couple little teasers elsewhere on socials. But one of the cool things about coming back is that I've got a lot of cool stuff coming up with WOW motorcycles. And if you're not familiar with WOW, they've been in videos in the past. They're a massive motorcycle dealership out in Atlanta. They have a new shop that they opened about a year ago. I think they have like around like 600 bikes at a time. Don't quote me on that, but I think so. But they're also a Ducati dealership now. There's a lot of cool stuff that I'm going to be working on them with that aspect of the business. I'm feeling really, really good about my life right now. A year ago, not so much. Right now, I am very happy. The most happy I've been in a really long time. That sound, freaking love that sound. So I'm excited to be back. I hope you guys are too. I've got a bike teaser coming out shortly for a new build that I'm really excited about, and I think you're going to be excited for it too. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you check out Wow. I'll link them down in the description. Check me out on Instagram where I'll be posting again. Otherwise, you guys have been awesome. I've been Motonosity. Remember, life's better with horsepower. Keep life lived, and I'll see you guys in the next one.